Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Ruben Neves as Barcelona have cancelled the player out of their wish list, especially as a new report claims that Saudi giants have tabled a massive offer for the former Barca midfield target. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, in this episode, talking about out of favor Barca defender Samuel Umtiti, as the out of favor Barca defender is tempted by offers from Saudi Arabia, as Barcelona have finalized a departure for him. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. The arrival of Saudi Arabia onto the footballing scene, has created an unprecedented situation in the footballing world. The Middle East country, their league was initially seen as an option for players at the twilight of their career now. However, it has not taken long for that mindset to change, but by virtue of their enormous financial pool, the Arab nation has not hesitated to pursue younger stars and lure them away from Europeans' competitive football. Barcelona and other top European clubs only stand to lose as a result. According to a new report from Luis Rojo, Ruben Neves could be their latest victim. The Wolverhampton Wanderers player is considered in the offices at Spotify Camp Nou as an option to reinforce the midfield next season. Now, Al Hilal have entered the scene with a powerful economic offer. Neves is interested in signing for Barcelona, but the Catalans cannot make an immediate decision about his acquisition. Given that Al Hilal demand an immediate response, and given that he is seriously considering that offer, the matter could get really complicated. The ever-reliable Fabrizio Romano adds that the talks between Al Hilal and Neves are now advanced. Moreover, Wolves prefer to sell the player immediately after a long and patient wait for Barcelona. Joan Laporta now finds himself in a tricky situation. Though the midfielder agreed personal terms with Barcelona last month, Xavi's side are far from decided on the choice to reinforce the midfield. Moreover, their financial situation is far from a bed of roses as things stand. In 35 appearances for Premier League this season, the Portuguese international scored 6 goals and provided 1 assist. Further, he averages 1 key pass and 2 shots per game. Of course, Ruben Neves have been linked with Barca for a very long time. Even though these past few days, those links have cooled down, as Laporta, despite pushing for him to sign for Barca, Xavi does not fancy the player at all. We quite remember when Barca started looking for, or when Barca started their hunts for a new defensive midfield as Busquets want to be leaving. This guy was strongly linked to Barca. Strongly linked. And reports were saying that it was Laporta who was really pushing the thing to happen, especially as Laporta and Ruben Neves' agent, Josh Mendes, are really close, and they had already discussed in several meetings that Laporta wants Ruben Neves to be part of Barca midfield next season. But as opposed by the coach Xavi Hernandez, he wanted but Martin Zubimendi. Of course, Xavi's preferred choice was Zubimendi, but unfortunately, Zubimendi's move looks so impossible now, as the player has refused that he won't come to Barca. He prefers to stay at his boyhood club and replace Ilala Mendy than replacing Busquets in his footballing career. So Barcelona are really not interested again, even though there was a report yesterday that came out that Xavi really wants Barca to still try their luck for Zubimendi. Maybe he might change his mind this time around. So a new DM is a priority. We know that. It's no secret that a new DM should be a priority, as Busquets have left. So Ruben Neves, who was one of the players who were strongly linked, looks like he will be going out of Europe completely. We know that Saudi Arabia have taken now as a habit to start taking some top players and tempting them with money. and trying to put their league on top, especially as they are trying to they want their country to be really developing in football as they want to host the World Cup in 2030. So let's see what happens to Ruben Neves as he is close, according to new reports, he is close to leaving Wolverhampton Wanderers, which means we just have to kiss goodbye to any potential Ruben Neves move to Barca. And I think Laporta will be very disappointed because we know he was the one who really pushed for that. He was the one who have been pushing for Ruben Neves to join. And the player have been so happy that he wants to join Barca, but Barca have just quit the race. And they say Wolf have been waiting for Barca to make a statement, but to no avail. So Barca will continue to look other players in that position for the new pivot. Of course, Sofian Amrabat remains the most likeliest option because he was the third choice. Because Ruben Neves and Martin Zubimendi were the top choices of the club, but now it looks like it's an impossible task, especially as Ruben Neves might likely leave to Saudi Arabia. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Following a solid season away on loan at Lecce, Samuel Umtiti will be back at FC Barcelona this summer. However, the French international has no future in Catalonia, with the La Liga champions not even counting on Umtiti for the future. So the idea instead is for Barca to sell the player permanently in the summer before the team begins pre-season on July 10. There have been talks amid interest from clubs like Inter Milan, AS Roma, but there has been nothing concrete on that front. Umtiti's former club, Olympique Lyon, would also be interested, and the player would be open to a return to his homeland. But according to a new report by Sport, Saudi Arabia has emerged as a possible destination for the player. The Middle East nation are trying so hard to rope in as many experienced stars as possible from European football as they look to boost their footballing profile ahead of potential bid for the hosting rights of the 2030 FIFA World Cup. Clubs from Saudi Arabia have already sent in offers for Barcelona, veterans Busquets and Alba, both of whom will be departing in the summer. And now it is being claimed that two clubs have tabled huge proposals for Umtiti, which are understood to have tempted the Frenchman. While the defender prefers staying in Europe and playing for a prominent club, the lack of concrete offers so far could push him to sign for Saudi Arabia instead. As far as Barca is concerned, they are eager to finalize the defender's departure at the earliest. Ideally, they would prefer to resolve the future even before June 30. It is now up to the out-of-favor player to decide whether he is ready to move to Saudi Arabia or wishes to continue in Europe. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.